Hello, hello. This is Kelly Bivens, and I am going to be facilitating your training today on how to train your brain. Now, this training is going to teach you to use the what we call the three-step method and be able to flip your unhealthy thoughts to more useful ones. So I want you to just sit back and get comfortable and be prepared to learn a lot today about your brain. Does that sound all right? Okay, great. All right. So, again, by the end of this training, you will be able to complete the three-step process, which is recognizing unhelpful thoughts, challenging those unhelpful thoughts once you recognize them, and then finally replacing those unhealthy thoughts with more useful thoughts that will benefit you. All right, so here are the three C's of the three-step method. Catch it, check it, change it. Say it with me. Catch it, check it, change it. One more time. It's a tongue twister. Catch it, check it, change it. Yes. And with catch it, we're going to be noticing the stressful or negative thoughts that are coming up in our mind. With check it, we're going to be asking a genuine question. Is this 100% true? What else could be true? For change it, we are going to be replacing that negative thought with a more balanced, helpful thought. So catch it, check it, change it. Remember that. All right, so here's a riddle. I work all day. I solve problems. I remember passwords. I make decisions and even remind you of embarrassing things from 2007. What am I? You got it. Your brain can be kind of scattered sometimes. But even if it is, we have the opportunity to make some changes. All right. Now, can you turn stuck thinking into stronger thinking? Just want to tell you about this time where I was telling my son about a sixth grade, when I was in sixth grade, situation I remember so vividly. And then after I told him, we were laughing about it and everything. I went to the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, and could not remember what I was, for the life of me, what I was in the kitchen for. So, a mind blowing thought is your brain can remember things from sixth grade that embarrassed you or that stood out to you the most, but it can't remember why you opened the refrigerator sometimes. I know it's not just me. I'm not going to let y'all make me believe it's just me. All right, so today you are training your brain, and your job is to catch the unhelpful thoughts, check them, and then change them into thoughts that are more realistic, helpful, and mentally healthy. All right, so round one, catch it. Now, here we're going to learn to identify an unhelpful thought in round one. So, I'm going to have someone read this. Jackie makes one mistake during a presentation and thinks, I'm terrible at public speaking. Everyone thinks I've failed. Now you have to identify the thought that may be hurting this person's mindset. Let's talk about it. Is that unhelpful thought, I made one mistake? Is it B, I'm terrible at public speaking? Is it C, I can practice and improve? Is it D, presentations can be challenging? What is the unhelpful thought here? Correct. That answer is B. I'm terrible at public speaking. Now, Um, the reason why this thought is unhelpful, even though you may feel, or that person, Jackie, may have felt that it was true, is that the brain sometimes can turn one moment into a whole story. And the first step here is learning to catch a thought before it takes over. All right, we're ready for round two. Check it. Now, in this round, we're going to learn how to question the thought instead of automatically believing it. All right, so let's see. What is that unhelpful thought? My supervisor gave me feedback, so I must be doing a bad job. Now, I want you to choose the best checking question here. Here, we're going to check this thought. So let's see some options for checking the thought, and you let me know what's the best one. A, why does this always happen to me? B, should I just give up? C, is feedback the same as failure? Or G, how can I avoid feedback the next time? Correct. The correct answer is C. Is feedback the same as failure? So checking this thought helps us, or helps the brain to slow down. A thought may feel true, but that does not mean it is fully true. So by checking that thought, we can stop and say, wait a minute, this is two different things. Feedback doesn't mean failure. Feedback doesn't mean failure. So taking the time to check that thought. Here's some more checking questions that we could have used here. What evidence do I have? Okay, or how about what else could be true? All right, put your checking questions in the chat if you can think of any. Here's another one. Am I assuming the worst that could happen, or am I assuming the worst? All right, some more checking questions. Would I say this to a friend? That one's really good for me because I'm usually my worst critic, and I speak internally to myself worse than I would speak to anyone outside of myself, worse than I would speak to any of my friends, anyone. So that's a good one for me. Would I say this to my friend? Here's another one. Is this thought helping me or hurting me? So those are some things we need to come up with as we are doing checking questions. All right. Okay. Round three, change it. So here in this round, we're going to be practicing how to replace the thought with a healthier one. Okay. So here is the unhealthy or unhelpful thought. I messed up, so I'm not good at this. Now, how can we flip this? How can we flip this thought into something more helpful? All right. I messed up, so I'm not good at this. You can unmute your mic. You can pop it in the chat. Now, if you're going to put it in the chat, or if you're going to answer the question, think about this. When you rewrite this script, you have to use something that's realistic. I messed up. That's not realistic. We're going to change that. Something encouraging, and then something action focused. Okay. So there is something that does need to occur to correct the issue, but we're going to make sure it's encouraging, and we're going to first make sure it's realistic. So I'm going to have you start popping some answers in the chat of how you could flip it. But here's an example. Make it realistic. I made a mistake instead of I messed up. And let's see. Let's think, make it encouraging. Mistakes help me learn, right? And let's see, we're going to do action focus because it's important to say how we're going to make a change. I can improve with practice. So that total line is I made a mistake, but mistakes help me learn. I can improve with practice. So that flipped the entire script and made it realistic, encouraging, and action focused. So again, oh, I see those responses popping up in the chat. Yes, yes. Awesome. Those are awesome. Yeah, so those are tools that you can use. Awesome, awesome responses. Thank you all so much for participating. All right. So I'm going to have someone read here the 3-step thought flip method. So these are the 3 C's to help us remember. Catch it, check it, change it. Someone can read this slide. Okay, catch it, notice the thought, check it, question the thought, change it, replace it with something balanced and helpful. So we need to be noticing the stressful or negative thought. We got to notice it. We can't just ignore it. And then we're going to ask ourselves, is this 100% true? Or what else could be true? And then we're going to change it, replace it with a more balanced, helpful thought. So in this training today, you learned steps you can take to train your brain immediately. You learn how to pause, examine your thinking, and choose a healthy response. So if your mind is now better equipped, pop a brain emoji in the chat. You can't find that brain emoji like I couldn't find it at first? Just type the word brain in the chat. All right. Your mind is now fit, flexible, and ready to flip the script. Thank you.